What is up, y'all? It's the Thecaribbeanhashira. We are back at it again. Super stack card upcoming for UFC 276, which is International Fight Week, Saturday, July 2nd in the States, and it would be July 3rd, Oceanic Overseas region. And first of all, also, if you would have watched my UFC 275 video and you're a bettor, you would have known that all my picks are correct, especially for y'all that leave way too soon before the video is done. Oh, I know. But hey, you're welcome, right? You're welcome. If you would have just listened for a few minutes, hey, it's free. No thumbs up, no subscribe. It's okay, man. I'm still here. So UFC 276. So first of all, let's keep it simple. Now I want to mention some honorary fights that are going to happen that I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to break them down too deep because I don't want to make this video too long, but obviously, there is Brad Tavares in the early prelims versus Dricus Duplessis, Jessica Eye, Macy Barber, Uriah Hall, Andre Muniz, and the prelims, of course. Prelims. I got to say, I'm looking forward to Brad Quake Riddell, teammate of the whole Thecaribbeanhashira Adesanya headliner, right? Versus Jalen Turner. That is actually in a prelim, and I am looking forward because that's going to be a banger. And Bradley Riddell actually lost his last fight. So let's go straight for the main card right away. We're going to start from the bottom. So in the bottom, you have your boy Sean O'Malley, right? Versus Pedro Munoz, who Sean O'Malley, obviously rising star. They want to compare him to like the aura of Conor McGregor. And Pedro Munoz, this is a step up actually on competition. Bantamweight, 135 pounds. Pedro Nunez can bang, hits hard. He's a well-rounded fighter. Who am I going for? I like Sean O'Malley. I like his style, right? I like his whole, hit from the outside, rangy with the feints and all that, and look away shots that he uses. Now, I'm gonna go for Sean O'Malley. Will not be surprised if Pedro Munoz can actually, if he uses grappling, grounds him or hits him hard enough. But I think Sean O'Malley can actually pull it off. So on the next card, Miesha Tate was supposed to make the women's flyweight debut, 125 pounds. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, undisclosed reason, Lauren Murphy could not make it, and the promotion is still trying to find an opponent, short notice opponent. So that is up in the air as this is recorded, and I put it out there into the world. So Miesha Tate still want to make his flyweight debut. So flyweight, if you don't know, the champion of the flyweight, 125 pounds women's flyweight, is actually Valentina Shevchenko. So I'm just saying, it'd be a nice fight to see in the future. All right, so up in the card, another banger, middleweight, 185 pounds. You got the, they call him the bad apple, bad mouth, talking a whole bunch of shit and all those videos that are sparring. Sean Strickland, number 4, right? Versus Alex Pereira, who this would be the third fight. And the whole thing about Alex Pereira was that he's a world-class kickboxer, was middleweight champion, light heavyweight champion in the kickboxing world. This would be the third fight in the UFC. The narrative, obviously, if you don't know already about Alex Pereira, is that he knocked out Izzy, right? That's what they're selling. So the idea is, right, he knocked out Izzy. But if you've seen the actual fight, you've seen that Izzy was actually beating him in the first kickboxing fight, and how he fought him the second time with a little bit of more emotion and not doing the whole Izzy game, end up getting knocked out by Alex. So it'd be awesome if Alex wins, and then the whole narrative of part 3, and then the whole, come back like anime shit, right? Get his revenge. So between Sean Strickland and Alex Pereira, I'm going to go for Alex Pereira, right? Unless Sean Strickland uses a shit ton of grappling, first round, establishes takedown and everything else. If no, then I'm sorry. I don't know what Sean Strickland's going to do striking-wise against a world-class striker. I get it. 4-ounce gloves. I get it. It's MMA range. Everything's different. I get it from experience also. I understand. Trust me. I understand. But I'm going to go for Alex. In the co-main event, right, or the people's main event for most people, is the champion of the 145-pound male featherweight division, Alexander Volkanovski, versus another fellow Islander. I'm from the Caribbean island, but another fellow Islander, Max Holloway. Everybody loves Max Bless Holloway. Now, if you didn't know, Max and Alex have actually fought 2 times. With the first time, Max lost the title to Alex Volkanovski, right? And the second one, everybody and their mom said that, hey, Max actually won that. It was a close fight. Listen, I'm not a judge in the UFC or whatever. Everybody says Max won. So what do I think about this one? Okay, so here we go. I don't know what kind of Max we're going to get, right? Because if Super Saiyan Volk, the guy that escaped Brian Ortega's freaking guillotine and triangle choke from the ground and just smashed, and then freaking TKO and stopped the Korean zombie. Nobody just does that to a Korean zombie, right? If that guy, which is probably the guy that's going to show up, Alex, right? Super Saiyan Volk shows up and Max hasn't leveled up from last time like he did from the first to the second fight, right? Or comes up with something freaking, I don't know, Super Saiyan also, level 2, some shit. Do something, man. If the wonderful Max doesn't level up, I just see it that even if it's another close decision or, God forbid, I don't know, I like Max, but Max does get hit a lot. He puts a lot of volume. He's a volume fighter, but he gets hit a lot. Hopefully his warrior chin can keep up. I think I'm going to go with Alex Volkanovski. Probably going all the way to another decision. Yeah. Would not be surprised if Max does something like he did the second time where he did, they call him Muay Thai Max, where he switched the stance and everything else, comes back different and does something. But right now I'm leaning a little bit more towards Alex based on he has that momentum and what he's done to the last opponents and everything else. And I just think that they also had more time to study Max. It's not just back to back to back. So I do like Max, nothing against him, but I'm leaning that Alex is actually going to win this. And for your main event, right? Israel, the last outbender, Adesanya, right? The middleweight Hokage, 185 pounds versus number 2 ranked right now, Jared Cannonier. If you don't know, Jared Cannonier actually started fighting in heavyweight. Insane. Not a natural heavyweight. He said it himself. If you haven't seen it, the UFC 276 countdown. He was a heavyweight, went down to light heavyweight, and now is fighting chiseled as fuck on the middleweight. So what do you think? Yeah, he's probably going to have all that power, all that truckness from carrying that weight, and it's going to be powerful, right? So they say he's a dark horse of the division. So Jared Cannonier, man, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. But as you all know, the middleweight Hokage, Israel Adesanya, undefeated in the middleweight, 185 pounds. I know he went up to 205 pounds to fight Jan Blachowicz when he was a champion, right? And actually did pretty good. Did pretty good for a guy that's going up versus a guy that's been knocking everybody else out. And that was his only loss in the UFC and MMA world, right? So Israel Adesanya hasn't been defeated, and Israel Adesanya does what Israel Adesanya does, right? He has shit ton of kickboxing experience. He has boxing, MMA, feints, tricks, genjutsu, taijutsu, all the jutsus, everything, Hadouken, everything. He has it all. So that being said, with everything Israel Adesanya has, listen, is MMA. Jared Cannonier can do something, but I'm going to lean against my boy, Israel Adesanya, to do something amazing, something special with this new fresh meat being Jared Cannonier. So I think Israel Adesanya maintains his title, and then we move on forward. So there you have it, folks. My picks and everything, right? Comment, thumbs up. This has been the Caribbean Hashira. Sidekick the subscribe button. Catchphrase, and I'm out.